Hi, my name is Ashley Arsenault, the retail team lead here at Creemore Springs, and I would like to show you around our brewery today. Creemore Springs was founded in 1987 by three retirees, John Wiggins, Don McGay, and Russ Thornton. Our premium lager is brewed according to the Bavarian purity law, which states that only 4 ingredients can be used: malted barley, hops, yeast, and water. No preservatives and no additives.
We will begin our tour in the brew house. We start the process by weighing out the correct quantities of each of the malts. The malt is milled before being sent through the white flex pipes to the mash tun. This is where hot spring water is added and the resulting mixture, called mash, is cooked for 45 minutes. During the process, starches are converted to sugar, creating a sweet liquid referred to as wort. The mash is then transferred to the lauter turn, where the wort is separated from the grain. Hot water is then sprinkled over the grains, rinsing the grain. The liquid wort is transferred to the copper kettle. In the copper kettle, the wort is brought to a rolling boil, and the first of the hops are added. The boil lasts for 1.5 hours. During the boil, the wort develops color and flavor, is sterilized and concentrated, and the bitterness is extracted from the hops. The wort and hops are then transferred to the whirlpool. As the wort enters the fermenting vessel at 11 degrees Celsius, the yeast is added. The fermentation process lasts 6 days. Fermentation is the metabolic process by which the yeast converts the sugar in the wort to CO2, alcohol, and hundreds of other compounds that contribute to beer flavor. After fermentation, the temperature is reduced to 1 degree Celsius and the beer is cold aged for 2 weeks. Once the yeast is finished fermenting and aging, it will settle to the bottom of the vessel. The bulk of the yeast is removed. The remaining yeast is removed by filtration. Our filter removes the yeast at a rate of 750,000 liters an hour. Once the yeast is removed, it is considered bright beer and is stored in the bright beer room. The bright beer tank is where we adjust the carbonation level if necessary. The beer remains there for as little as a few hours to as long as overnight before it is packaged. The next stop on our tour will be our packaging department. Here we have a keg line, bottle line, and can line. At Creemore Springs, we use 3 sizes of kegs: a 10-liter, 30-liter, and 50-liter kegs. This kegging machine needs 2 operators and can produce 17 to 32 hectoliters an hour. The output for the machine is 56 kegs per hour. On our bottle line, we only use new bottles, so they need to only be rinsed before they are filled, crowned, and labeled. The bottling line runs at 170 bottles per minute. The full bottles are inspected before being packed into boxes. The boxes are then stacked on a skid and wrapped by a palletizer before being placed in the cooler. Our can line runs the 473 milliliter cans at a rate of 260 cans per minute and runs the 355 milliliter cans at a rate of 300 cans per minute. The cases are stacked on a skid and wrapped by a palletizer, similar to the bottling line. The final stop on our tour is our retail store. This retail store was an addition to the brewery's expansion done in 2015. We sell our packaged beers, merchandise, and limited edition brews from the Discovery Series, only available in the retail store. Pre-COVID, our retail store would see customers from all over the world. During COVID, we decided to launch our direct delivery service, which got beer down the road to over hundreds of customers across select parts of Ontario. This summer, we opened our patio in accordance to COVID restrictions, offering flights and pints for customers to try our beer fresh from the source. I hope you enjoyed this virtual tour of our wonderful brewery, and we can't wait to host you soon. Cheers!